Hey, what is going on, guys? With the release of OG Mode Season 2, I do think there's been quite a few nice steps forward, but unfortunately, I have to say it's been riddled with mistakes. There's been issues with the grass, there's been issues with the map, and there's been issues with the weapon balance. And that's what we're really going to focus on today, as there are many weapons, honestly, the majority of them, have been messed up in some way compared to Season 1, and especially compared to historical Season 2. So in today's video, we're going to first talk about the damage fall-off adjustment. We're then going to talk about some individual weapons that have been adjusted in very weird ways. And then finally, we'll talk about missing weapons that we expected with Season 2, weapons that shouldn't be there at all, and also some balance changes that didn't come in that I did expect. There'll be timestamps if you're curious on a particular weapon, and with that, let's get started. Okay, first off, damage fall off. So it seems like damage fall off is now a thing. In Season 1, damage fall off did not exist. It exists now. So that means, from what I've heard, is with the revolver, you're going to be hitting for about 20 damage at long range. Not great. Damage fall off did not exist in Season 2. Also, first shot accuracy did not exist. So, the easiest way to fix this problem is to get rid of first shot accuracy. But as things stand, weapons like the revolver have gone from being actually decent, not amazing, but halfway usable, to being pretty bad now. So keep that in mind. This also affects weapons like the pistol. The pistol hasn't been made any worse besides that in Season 2, but do know that the pistol still uses Chapter 2 stats, so that means it does one more damage than it should. And it also has a later chapter's full auto as well. It's just very weird how they messed up the pistol. But let's really talk about the specific weapons and how they've been messed up in the weirdest of ways. Let's start with the pump shotgun. So the pump shotgun should have remained unchanged from Season 1. It should continue to do 90-95 damage with 100 wall damage and an 8 tile range. And unfortunately, it's been totally messed up. It does 84-92 damage, which is not the current stat of the pump shotgun. This is from Chapter 2, Season 6. In addition to that, the wall damage has been cut basically in half, so good luck trying to blast out any walls. And 3, I just confirmed that the range is back to 6 tiles. So the pump shotgun honestly feels like garbage compared to how it used to feel. It's still not a bad weapon per se. It's still something you should probably run, but you're not able to one-shot people anymore. You can't blast through walls. Just a lot of the factors that made the pump super fun to play with in Season 1 just aren't there anymore. The only reason why I think the pump shotgun is still good is because the double pump speed is still quite quick because of the draw speed. But keep that in mind, the pump is just a mishmash of random statistics from other seasons and other chapters for that matter. Let's move on to the tac shotgun. So the tac shotgun's been adjusted from gray, green, blue to green, blue, purple. Awesome, right? That's how it should be. And the stats theoretically are supposed to get directly imported from, gray goes to green, green goes to blue, blue goes to purple. However, this has not happened properly. Well, the base damage that happened, there's still issues. The range has been nerfed back down to 6 tiles again. The wall damage has been heavily nerfed back to around 50 damage. I've heard that the headshot's also been nerfed. Haven't confirmed that myself, but fact of the matter is the tac shotgun is really messed up now. It's definitely worse than it was before. Kind of funny that it gets a rarity buff, but a stat nerf. But the interesting thing is it has been nerfed less than the pump shotgun, so you could make an argument that the tac is at the same level of the pump, especially so the pump can't one-shot. But just keep in mind the tac shotgun, you're not going to be able to blast through walls. You can't use its range as well. It's just not a great situation. Next, let's talk about the normal AR. For some reason, the normal AR has gotten a reload nerf. It's gone down by roughly 0.2 seconds per rarity. I still don't understand why they are nerfing the reload. The reload nerf came in Chapter 2 at the start, and I think at some point in Chapter 3 or 4, it got nerfed again. It seems to be most similar to the Chapter 2 stat. It doesn't honestly matter that much, but it's just a small nerf that's completely unnecessary. And combined with that, the normal AR, from what I've heard, also has damage fall off as well, not helping the normal AR. It's just making it worse for really no reason. Next, let's talk about the burst AR. So the burst AR actually got a big buff. Its bloom is enormously better. It's got like half of the bloom that it used to. So the funny thing is that the burst AR is actually a lot better now because you can actually hit what you're aiming at. Before in Season 1, the burst occasionally could do crazy good damage if bloom decided to help you, but now that you have less bloom, I think the burst is genuinely competitive. It's got a really high headshot multiplier of 2.5x, and if you do a quick peek, fire burst, get back in cover, it's actually pretty good in that role. So overall, I would say the burst AR actually has been helped out, and it's a lot more competitive. Still though, that's not how the burst was, that's not how it should should be. It was always an unreliable weapon that occasionally would give you great results, but most of the time all 3 shots go sideways. Next, OGSMG. The OGSMG is unusually accurate when you first aim in. Like, it's as accurate as a normal AR is without first shot accuracy. It's very weird, but it still blooms out to its full size. I suppose that is a buff technically to the OGSMG. And with the combination of shotgun nerfs, OGSMG is a bit more usable than it was before, but this is just unnecessary. The OGSMG was always inaccurate, and that's how it should be. Next, let's talk about the RPG. The RPG got a heavy reload nerf. The blue now reloads in 3.6 seconds instead of, I believe it was 2.52 before, but don't quote me on that. Basically, it's been nerfed by about a second to the reload. That's a massive nerf. It's still a really good weapon, but it takes ages to reload the RPG now. It's just unnecessary. Again, why are we nerfing the RPG reload? If you want to make it more historical, change the way the explosion blast works, so it has to be line of sight with walls. I don't know why they've just nerfed the reload by a whole second for no reason. Finally, Bolt Sniper. I noticed with the gold Bolt Sniper, not with the blue is still correct, but the gold one, when I picked it up, had a 2.35 reload. It should have a 2.7 reload. Again, this is just unnecessary. I don't understand where this came from. I don't recall the bolt action having a 2.35 reload at any point, at least in Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. It's just completely unnecessary. I don't understand what this is accomplishing. With that out of the way, let's move into some missing Season 2 items, some items that shouldn't be there, and then also the balance changes that I was expecting that didn't come in. We don't see any of this signature Season 2 items like mini gun, silence pistol, crossbow. Those don't exist, so unfortunately you can't play with those. The buff tac SMG would have really been nice. I was excited for that because that would have been a genuinely competitive SMG. It would have had a 30% rate of fire and DPS buff, firing round magazine buff. It would have been better than the OG SMG because it has similar DPS, but is more accurate. It would have been actually competitive. Fortunately, we didn't get that, and I've also been hearing the purple silence SMG is still in the loot pool. I don't understand how that's possible, but it is still there. And then finally, the rapid fire SMG has also been reported to be in the loot pool. And just to sum up now, overall, the meta, I would still say, is fairly similar. I think the pump and tack are now closer in strength and are definitely still meta options, but aren't as strong as they used to be. Burst AR does a better job competing against normal AR. And then, the other nerfs, like RPG, maybe the grenade launch is more useful against the RPG with the reload nerf. I'd say the meta is still pretty similar overall with some adjustments, but it's just, these changes just don't make any sense, right? They're just random, pulled from Chapter 2, pulled from, a black hole. They're just pulled from the most random places, and I have to say, it's just unfortunate. It's really unfortunate to see that they just done random things. So I hope this video is helpful so you know what to expect when you find weapons. If you yourself find another balance change, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to expand the information that we have here so we know exactly what changed, and hopefully they fix this soon, but really there's no guarantees. If they're able to do all of this, who knows when they're going to fix it. So with that, I hope this video was helpful, and I'll catch you in the next one.